So basically, I have decided to give CAT in December 2021. Like, I have discussed with my parents about my higher study plans and finally convinced them that I'll go for an MBA and I'll write CAT. So after that, I started around the preparation in March and April. Like, since I'm a working employee, like I'll be hardly getting 1 or 2 hours a day. So I thought I'd be start early so I can give more time for the preparation, something like this. So then I searched for a lot of sources, like where to study and all. But I mean, I cannot go to the regular classes and also I have to rely on the internet. I mean, online sources only. Then one of my seniors suggested your name for the quant preparation. Then I started watching your classes and I really liked the approach that you do for the problems and all. So I started watching your quant. So for the first 2 to 3 months, I mostly focused on quantitative aptitude and DLR sometimes, like solving 1 or 2 sets once in a day or twice in a day, something like this. And later in the month of July and all, I started focusing on VARC. Starting from my 10th, I have studied in Andhra Pradesh, my 10th and 12th. Like in 10th, I have 9.7 CGPA and in 12th, I have 97.5%, both in Andhra Pradesh board. Later, I got admission in NIT Nagpur in mechanical engineering. So I completed my mechanical engineering in 2021 in NIT Nagpur with a 7.5 CGPA. After that, from the last 22 months, I have been working in Bangalore in Bosch in the sourcing and procurement domain. So it's like more of a management kind of profile. And coming to my CAT percentile, it is 99.80 overall. And if you go to section wise, VARC is the 98.95, DLR is 95.19, and quantitative is 99.87. Coming from engineering background, I'm comfortable with mathematics, but I honestly don't feel like it is an added advantage for CAT preparation because the mathematics that we use in CAT preparation or like CAT exam are very basic, like up to 10th class mathematics mostly. Even the geometry and all also basic theorems and everything would be there. So anyone with a logical approach is easy for them to do that. The way you taught completely changed my approach. Like before that, even though I'm good at averages and all, I used to solve by the general method, like taking the complete sum, dividing it by the number of elements and doing it. But once I started watching your classes, like I started following that approach, distributing the values and doing it in a more logical way rather than following the formulatic approach. So that helped me to solve the different kinds of problems in the final exam and all. For quant, I would suggest to go for 100% syllabus because you never know which topic can be hard in the exam. So you can, if you know it is a hard question and it might take so much more time, so you can leave it, but you cannot leave the easiest question. So try to complete the complete syllabus and do practice more on your strengths and weaknesses. So I followed your videos and some of the YouTube classes, like where they give some set. I used to keep some timer and do it in 10 to 15 minutes. I try to do it in 10 to 15 minutes. I started preparing for DLR in the month of June around. So like daily one set in 2 days, something like this. And actually DLR was my strength until I gave the exam. Like I used to score at least 30 marks in that section, but in the final exam I was not comfortable with the language that they have used in the exam. Again, like DLR, every time they give the new sets, so it's always try to do as many as we can, so we'll get comfortable with different kinds of sets and we can approach them in the right way in the final exam. So when I started preparing for VARC is my weakest section. Like I used to score single digits in that, honestly.
Okay.
So I tried multiple resources, but I didn't find anything that suits my wavelength basically. So I tried multiple resources, then like I tried some classes for 1 week, 10 days, then I didn't like them, again start some new thing. So I started the VARC in the month of around August or September. I started very late. Then I took a course. Okay. So I started following that. And then I changed my approach. Before that, I had an approach of doing two proper RCs and then 4 questions in the VA section.
Okay.
But then I changed my approach. Like I didn't take time to choose RC. Like I started solving from the beginning of the paper itself. Like I started reading the RC, then going to the question, solving whatever questions I can do, and going to the next possible. That's how I approached it.
Okay.
So reading definitely helps. Reading definitely helps to improve the vocabulary and everything. And also, I usually read the A1 essays and JST, or sometimes like not every day, but like once in 2 days, something like this, to improve my vocabulary. But again, I think VARC section actual CAT paper is way easier than what we solve in mocks and everything. That one thing I always remember. first we can focus on the accuracy. Then I think solving a more number of questions we ask would help to score more. I feel in that way. So before going for an interview, like I have spoken to many of my seniors who are in IIMs to know their interview experience. And what I could hear is like we cannot know what they're going to ask. Like it's always better to prepare for the worst possible for the interviews. So then I sit and noted down all my strengths and weaknesses and note down my profile and had a roadmap like what kind of questions they can ask me. Like since I have work experience, I expected a lot of questions on work experience. The same thing happened in Bangalore and Kolkata interviews. So the actual interview experiences are pretty chill. Like the panels are very good. Like they are very patiently listening to what I say, and it's more about articulating yourself well. Before going to interviews, we should know ourselves well, so we can support the arguments that we make. In most of the cases, there is no right or wrong. It's always how you articulate yourself and how we support ourselves. That's all. People who has work ex, it's always better to focus on the work ex. Like they should be able to answer all the probable questions on their work experience, and some good revision on the basics of the graduation. Not too much depth, but at least the basics of the graduation should be visible, and they're expected us to know the major happenings in the society, or like the news, whatever it is, basis, at least in business sector. I think people can start giving mocks around June and or July. I think that's the probable time, and I used to give one mock a week at least. So, and once I give the mock, I used to do the analysis immediately. Now, not taking too much time, because in some like in VARC and DILR, if we take some time and solve it, we might get another approach in my mind. So I want to have the same approach that I had at the point of giving the exam and while doing the analysis also. No, I don't think it really matters, because the number of people those give marks are very, very less compared to the actual number of people. So it doesn't matter. It's like the only thing that matters is how we approach the paper and what is the standard of the paper. That's all.